Hey, hey, hey! Here we are. It is our final review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9 for Canal Street Online. Woo! Now, I must apologise for us being a little bit late. I have been away having breast augmentation. So that's why we're a little bit late. It's taken me a while to get it all shoved in. I am joined, however, with the incredible, gorgeous, delicious, tasty Tilly Skreams.
Hi!
Hello, Tilly. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. No, really, thank you for coming. So, if people want to find you, where can they do that?
In the gutter? No, joking. I host at a couple of nights. So I work at Pop Curious, which is an event out of the village, which is monthly. And I work at Cruise occasionally. I've done a couple of events working for Kiki, and I have worked with the glamorous Divina De Campo on a couple of Holy Trinity events as well. So yeah, so you can usually find me bobbing along.
Bobbing along.
Bobbing along.
At the bottom of the beautiful briny canal.
Hopefully not at the bottom of the canal, but okay, whatever.
It's the push-up.
Yes.
So we have just had the reunion. So what were your thoughts on that particular little episode?
I really liked it. I think I would feel sorry for Valentina if I thought she had a soul, but I thought it was good. It's nice to sort of see people because they've all watched it, haven't they, before they do the reunion. So that was nice because they can sort of look back on it, and you can also see how they've developed sort of like a year on as well, and how their opinions of each other clearly haven't changed. So stuff like that was good. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, I think this is the first time where we've had a lineup of really media savvy queens. They've all looked at what's happened in the previous season to people who have been the bitch character,
yes.
And they've realised that actually that's not a great place to be. So everybody's just been a little bit nice with each other. The last episode, we saw that there were all of these tensions bubbling underneath the surface.
Yeah.
We just didn't get to see very much of that.
You could definitely tell the slight changes, but yeah, the claws definitely came out on that episode.
Yes, they did, and I freaking loved it. It was the best.
Yeah.
So, we're into the finale, and we get to see all of the girls from the season to begin with, right at the beginning. So, who were your favourites?
Oh, I was obsessed with Kimora Blac. I was literally like on my own going Team Kimora. But,
okay.
But
what was it about Kimora that you really liked?
The fact that she'd never had surgery, obviously, or any augmentation of any kind was definitely my favourite thing. No, she's kind of everything that I sort of aspire to do drag-wise, I think.
Okay.
So I really liked that, but we didn't really get to see enough of us. I was Team Trinity in the final. I really enjoyed Shea. To be fair, I enjoyed everybody that was in the final, and I was kind of rooting for those four from the beginning as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much Peppermint. Obviously, she's lovely and she was great, and you know, she probably did deserve to be there, but I maybe thought there was a couple of us that could have been top four.
And if it hadn't been those top four, if it had been any of the queens in the season, who would have been your top pick? Who would have been your winner?
So I would have had those three, definitely just from watching them grow throughout the episode, minus Peppermint, and then I would have just shoved Kimora in just to give her a little bit more exposure. So yeah.
A bit more limelight.
Yeah.
Kimora. Okay, well that's nice. What were your favourite looks on the runway when the queens come out?
From the final?
From the final. Whose was your favourite costume outfit?
I tell you who I really liked and who really annoys me in the show. Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I thought her outfit was actually amazing. I love the wig, I love the look. A nice surprise from just seeing boxes piled up on her head, which she tends to do a lot.
I didn't really understand how the wig was constructed, because it's almost
like card, something like that.
It's like a papier-mâché thing or something. So she looked like some kind of anime character rather than, you know, what we've come to expect from Cynthia, which is, you know, this kind of scraped up or whatever, you know, a very natural looking hair.
So yeah, so that was good. As you can tell, I'm just obsessed with anybody that wears blonde hair, because next I'm about to say Farrah, because I thought Farrah looked amazing as well.
Yeah, I liked Farrah's a lot. The only thing with it was, because she's so little and this was so big, it just kind of...
She gets lost a little bit in it,
She just got a little bit lost in it. It wasn't quite wearing her, but it was almost wearing her.
Well, that's
but she looked incredible.
Yeah, and that was why it was quite nice, because you can see how she's evolved, especially when you follow her social media. Now she wears more clothes, I suppose, because her entrance was one of my favourite when they came in to do their entrance on the first episode, and she was literally like naked, so.
Which, you know, she's got a banging body.
Well, yeah, if you can pull it off, then by all means.
Get it out,
definitely.
Get it out. All of them looked amazing, all of them. For me, there was just a few issues with dress length. Nina and Valentina. You know, it either needed to be much higher up or right to the floor, because that kind of weird cut off at the ankle just makes it look like the dress wasn't made long enough.
Yeah, or they wore the wrong shoes.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like they had the dress made with some flatter shoes on and then decided to put 12-inch platforms on. And suddenly your dress doesn't do what it was supposed to do.
And we've all been there. So
yeah, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yeah. I've spent my whole life wearing the wrong shoes. Usually they're too short, so I've made the dress like a full foot too long. Yeah. And so I spend the whole night going, hobbling around and falling over the dress. I liked them all. That was the thing. I really liked everybody's outfit. There were just little tweaks that I wanted to make. Eureka's, I thought, was very kind of media savvy.
Oh, she did the elephant thing.
The elephant queen, yeah, because she calls herself the elephant queen, and then her clutch bag had a hashtag on it. Oh, is that what it was? Yes. Oh, okay. I lost that. But I was just like, oh, it's just like Darien Lake Part 2 with the whole elephant thing. Not because of her size, but like she already did that like 2 seasons ago. Yeah, she did call herself that.
Yeah, so I was like, girl, pick another bigger fat animal. I think there's many out there. Be a warthog.
Yeah. A warthog. Or a manatee.
Be a manatee, they're amazing.
Be a manatee.
And she could just come in and go.
Did you know that they were supposed to be the mermaids? That's what they
you mean they're not?
Actual mermaid. Oh, sorry.
The Little Mermaid would have been a lot more interesting if that was the case. The manatee version.
All right. Well, yeah, I agree. So we've seen everybody's looks. Everybody has their little interview, don't they?
Yes.
There wasn't really anything that groundbreaking in any of the interviews, was there?
I didn't like the fact they missed doing all the other interviews, though. That was the thing.
Yes, I felt the same. I would have liked to have had that. We got a lot of that in the reunion, though, didn't we? But what we did hear was from Shea that 2 members of her family had died from cancer. And while all of this is going on, so I have no idea how she managed to
cope.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
No,
I couldn't do that.
I couldn't.
Definitely not.
So props to Shea for that. That's an incredible amount of strength for somebody to be able to go through all of that and just keep going. Like, incredible. So the final was very different this time because they had a lip sync for their live sudden death situation, which was chosen through a Wheel of Fortune style mechanism.
Because everybody wanted a Shea and Sasha lip sync, and it was just a little bit like, has that been planned? Has it not? But also, like, kudos for Trinity picking who's just been called like the lip sync assassin as well. So she was trying to show off, which may not have paid off in the best of respects, but you know, I think she did well with her decision. So
I thought her body language was quite telling. You know, she was clearly nervous, but with that pageant training, she went, bow.
Yeah, she's got a very aggressive stance.
Yeah, and when she first came in as well, she was quite aggressive physically. The body is here, you know, so it's that power in the body that she was trying to portray to the audience.
Definitely. I think that was her mistake on the actual performance, though, because she did her reveal too soon.
Yes.
And like everybody's seen Trinity's tuck, everybody knew that it was going to come out at some point. And she just did it too quick. Like, it was like, woo, yay. But then obviously with Peppermint's reveal, there was just nowhere else that Trinity could go unless she literally just
took all her clothes off.
Got her cock out or something, who knows.
But it was a beautiful outfit.
Yeah, definitely. And it must be glued to her.
Well,
like, how else do you do that?
Wasn't it? Whereas I felt a little bit with Peppermint's that because it was here, because the waist was so high, and then also so thick. It was a really thick waistband on it.
Yeah.
It made her look a little bit bigger than she really is.
I mean, now we know, obviously, because she was going to reveal and take a wig off. She definitely had a wash and go wig sort of going, and
Yes.
you could have put a better one on to begin with. I think, like, it was the final. It didn't need to be that shiny.
No, it wasn't my favourite wig that anybody has worn.
No, it reminded me of the one of Alexis. It was like the one that she wore and the one that she got kicked out on. It was just very sort of like, just picked it out of the bag, just whacked it on, and there we go.
And shake and go.
Yeah. Not saying that I spend lots of time and care on mine, but anywho, that's a different story.
So would you have picked Peppermint as your winner out of that?
No, I wasn't feeling it. It was kind of like Tudory style. I don't think it was very sexy. And Trinity was like giving it hell. Like, she looked amazing. She was going for it. You know, she was doing her signature like forward rolls and like her hair flicks. And I just thought, energy-wise, she had it so much more. And maybe Peppermint was slowly building up throughout to obviously do the reveal, and maybe that was quite clever because obviously it did have the wow factor. But I think part of the impact was just because the rest of it was a bit shit. But who knows?
Oh my.
But I was Team Trinity, so maybe I am just a little bit biased.
So we are on to Shea and Sasha. The highly anticipated, much wanted, deliberate, some would say, pairing of Shea and Sasha in a lip sync.
Well, I mean, we've already seen Shea perform, and we know that she can slay a lip sync. So I was just very intrigued to watch Sasha anyway. The whole rose petal thing anyway was good because it was just a thing, and I think either Shea just didn't get the memo that she maybe needed to do a little bit more. That bitch can dance, and I don't think she did. I don't think she gave everything that she could. I know she was wearing this amazing like Janet Jackson pleather black shiny outfit thing, which looked highly uncomfortable. If it is going to restrict you, then maybe don't wear that.
Well, like for me, I didn't think it looked that uncomfortable. I thought it looked like something you could move in. And so I was a little bit let down just in that I felt like we've seen you do all of these flips and kicks and pirouettes and all of that stuff. It was almost like she gave it away. The whole thing with the roses took it from being a lip sync to being an art piece, because there was a whole other layer of thought and idea going on there. You know, it was like an onion skin. Because I get so emotional, baby. It's about a girl and a boy. To me, the fact that she'd chosen very specifically rose petals says that it's about somebody who's dead.
Okay.
Because what do you throw on the coffin? You put roses onto the coffin when they're there. So that is the very first action that we're seeing from her. Is the breaking of the rose and the dropping of the petals. And then as it goes along, and so then it's, I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. So then it's changed it from being about a lover to maybe this is actually about her mother, which then that carries through later as we get the taking off the gloves, and then the final act is taking off the wig,
which she always said
is why she's a bald queen. So all of these roses just flying, these rose petals flying everywhere, to me then changes the whole thing to actually this is about her relationship with her mother and the emotion that she feels every time she thinks about it, which is why for me it takes it to a completely different level to what was offered by Shea. Would you have put Sasha rather than Shea?
Yeah, 100%.
Last year's winner is brought back.
Yes, Bob.
Bob,
the drag queen.
What did you think of Bob?
It was amazing. It was incredible. Again, I was never that wowed by his aesthetic.
Everyday kind of drag wear. Bob wears a lot of these kind of wraparound coat dresses, and they're really good for his figure. He looks great. They're just not like, oh, okay. They don't push the character or the aesthetic any further. They're just, I need something to wear. Whereas this, for me, was like, wow. It was amazing. She looked beautiful. Referencing culture and, all of those little ties in there. It was beautiful, really well thought out. And then, of course, we get RuPaul saying, Bob, it's time to hand over the crown. And Bob says, I'd rather keep it on if I can. And then, that was the thing in this episode as well. There were lots of little cuts to people to see their reaction. So Valentina's reaction was really good, whereas Nina Bonina's, when it cut about Blac Chyna, she was like...
It was like she was chewing a wasp, didn't it? She was just literally like...
She was ready for murder, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Awkward.
Definitely. I think with Bob, though, I think like he had a lot to live up to. I mean, obviously the winners always have to sort of show off, don't they, what they've been doing for the past year. And I mean, if you can remember Violet's dress from the year before, like, I mean, he had to turn something extra out, definitely. So, yeah, definitely.
So we now have Peppermint and Sasha in the final together. Thoughts on this?
We knew who was going to win, right?
Oh my god! Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, Peppermint can slay a lip sync, and you know, I'm all for that. Like, she's an entertained her. She's great. She's not the winner. Like, I don't think the way that Sasha sort of even just started it with the mask and the deconstruction of it. I mean, again, going back to the way that she's very much an artist, it was just sort of her way of just like slowly revealing herself, because obviously everything was you knew exactly what was happening, yet you were so 100% wrapped up in it. Like, you just bought everything that she was feeding to you. I can honestly say I can't even remember what Peppermint did. Actually, I can't even tell you what she wore.
So it was like a silvery blue ruffle dress, and it was kind of shapeless. It didn't really, for me, it didn't really do anything for her figure, which, having just had another dress where this band is so thick, it was not the right choice to me. But I really liked that Sasha was not only on stage performing as like the finalist and all of that stuff, she's also referencing what's happened earlier on. Like, she's put a great big mask across her face, and then what does she do? She does what you should do with a mask and takes it off.
Yes,
so that we can actually see
your mouth. And that's the first bit she takes off as well, isn't it? Has a mouth, so.
It is. So, you know, before RuPaul has to stop it and say, Sasha, please take that thing off your face.
What part of a lip sync don't you understand?
It would have been hilarious, wouldn't it? All right, so we've got Sasha and Peppermint, and you agree with the decision?
Yes, I do. Why are you smiling already?
No,
you totally know. Yeah, everybody knows my opinion. Like, it wasn't, as soon as we knew who was going to be in the top two, like, you knew who the winner was, right?
Well, Peppermint ticks a completely different box to Sasha, and both of them are producers. Both of them make work. You know, so Peppermint's been making very different work to the work that Sasha will create for a very long time. All right, what do you think Sasha is going to bring to drag? Where do you see her going from here?
Because for me, with her, it wasn't necessarily the fact that she was very arty. I think her intelligence was something that actually made her different this time. I mean, you know, we've had people which sort of like step outside the box. I mean, you've had Sharon Needles, you've had Raja, who especially at the time was very eclectic with what she wore and what she did. But I think it was her mind and the way that she thinks about drag and the way that she just sort of digests it, and you can see how therapeutic it is to her because of everything that happened with her mum and stuff like that. Like, there's something just a little bit more beautiful about it than it solely just being like, you know, screw gender and all that, and this is what I'm doing. I think there was just something a bit more to her mind. It
gives you the feeling that it's okay to do that stuff, that actually you have the right to make interesting work. And just because you're a drag queen, it doesn't mean that it just has to be all about kicking your legs around and shaking your tits. It can be more than that.
Yes, so I've heard anyway.
Elevating. All right, lovely. Well, thank you so much for coming.
And thank you for having me. It's been lovely.
That's the end of this particular season of reviews. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
All being well, could get hit by a bus before then, to be fair. I mean, I've got a big enough arse. There's a big enough target for a bus to hit. So that's our final review of season 9 for RuPaul's Drag Race for Canal Street Online. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe here, and here as well. Keep your eyes peeled because who knows? We may be popping up doing some other little bits and pieces all over the place. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.